Mahdi Shafiei, welcome to the Maz Hakim podcast.
Thanks for having me.
It's such a pleasure to have you, Mahdi, because I obviously follow you online. I've seen your journey, and I want you to tell me a little bit about why you started Trifid Media Agency.
I got rejected from my ex-boss to start Trifid.
Wow.
So I left and went to someone I knew. He's very big, very close friend of mine today. I'm not sure if you know him, Tawfiq Kraidiya, the owner of Brands for Less.
I did interview him.
So he invested in me in 2018. He was my client before that.
Right.
And I've been working with him since 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I like you. I believe in you. Let's do it. And then we started off, and then it didn't work out, but it was on mutual decisions, and we parted ways. But then right now he's my partner in another business, so I've maintained the relationship. I actually got him on social media myself. So, I told him you got to be on TikTok. Anyways, the story's gone. But I started because nobody believed in me when I was 24. I was working in print publication magazines for about selling them since I was 16, 17. And then there was a decline when the boom of Instagram came and everybody wanted to become an influencer and a content creator. And I was like, this is not going to work out anymore. I got to find something different. And what is that? And that was creating content, because everything revolves around that. We were spending 4 or 5 hours on our phones on a daily basis every day back then in 2017. So I was like, why don't I go and support all of these content creators with content? Because the companies here don't do that. They're just providing a management service, and how I can fill that gap and support them. So I just got on the phone and contacted like 500 content creators in the country, and I set meetings up with them, because I'm a sales guy. I can sell, right?
Yeah.
So instead of selling like for a brand or a product, I was like, let me sell myself to those creators. It worked very well. And then I parted ways with my company that didn't believe. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to believe in every single member of youth. If they have an idea or not have an idea and they're passionate about something, I'm going to go try and see how I can allow them or give them the opportunity to be a bit more stable.
Yeah.
Because if I do that, they're the ones that build and shape social media.
100%.
In 2019, when everybody thought TikTok is a dancing app, I was holding TikTok workshops in my facility.
Wow.
And I was like, I know they're going to blow up and one day compete. And everybody was making fun of me back then. And the whole thing worked really well. It came well together. The fact that social media was brought up by Gen Zs, and then it got shaped together, and then these people were given the opportunity to work on it, allowed me to understand content virality the best way.
Yeah.
And then I brought in the team and grew and grew and grew, and then we started creating content and managing influencers and. But ultimately right now, we are the largest in terms of content output, in terms of social media size. So we have across our channels, English and Arabic, we have around 5.6 million followers. So there's no other agency out there that does that. And we do, I'm so happy that we do that. We have a team of about 200, and our average age is 23.
Wow.
She's 22. It's her birthday today.
Oh my God. Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Yeah. So
look at that. That's amazing.
So that's the whole idea of we put out 500 videos a day, every day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's incredible. How many staff do you have working for you now?
In Dubai, 100.
Okay.
And then I have a few in Oman, some in Saudi. So they're spread across the GCC. I have some in Canada. They're all remote working, but in Dubai we have close to 100.
Do you find failure makes you stronger? You went through that period of people not believing in you, and I'm assuming COVID kind of changed everything for you. But do you think that people not believing in you or you failing a little bit at the beginning made you stronger?
Yeah, 100%. I want to fail today, because it makes me go like, okay, that's a learning. Let me not do it again.
Yeah.
And I prefer failing fast, like failing early, because when you fail after a while, it's too hard to pull back out and, go like, how am I going to fix this?
Yeah.
So I appreciate failure. Everyone should appreciate failure. Why not? People that, I think an entrepreneur makes it when they appreciate failing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes a difference between an entrepreneur and someone that owns a business.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's not easy. Still is till today. I failed a lot, so many times, over so many different things. And I've accepted them. It's hard. It's not easy. It changes you.
Yeah.
It's just important you don't do it again.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the social media no-nos that you tell people? I mean, you guys create so many videos on a daily basis. What are some social media no-nos, things you shouldn't do on social media?
It doesn't matter if it looks pretty or not.
Okay.
And social media is the game of perspective. There is no word perfect in the dictionary of social media. Because what's perfect to you is not perfect to me. Because my perspective is different to you.
So it's all subjective.
Extremely subjective. So what's important is what your audience wants to see.
Mm-hmm.
What you think is not important in the beginning.
Yeah.
Once you gain a following, then you have a voice, then you can go and make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, it doesn't matter how pretty it is. Your grid layout really doesn't matter. Your thumbnails on certain platforms really don't matter.
Okay.
What matters is relatable content that's shareable amongst a large audience,
Mm-hmm.
potentially, so the algorithm can pick you up and get you viral.
Okay.
Otherwise, what's the point? The no-nos that brands, individuals, everyone that is new to social media,
Mm-hmm.
they spend so much time, effort into making it look pretty,
Yeah.
so their family gets to see it, and that's it. It's like a post has 300 views, and 279 of them is the person's mother because the mother loves the person.
Yeah.
And that's because they spend so much time on color, logo, branding. Just go out there and do what is going to be relatable.
Okay.
And as long as you're not hurting anyone, damaging anyone, you're ethical, you're not going through certain topics that are not accepted,
Mm-hmm.
just post. Why not? Why are you too worried about what people that don't really matter think? Right? It's just this whole thing. And that's what Gary Vee says. And I have everything I have today from this guy.
Really?
I started the company because of him. I believe in him. I watch him. I listen to him. It's everything,
Mm-hmm.
In my downtime, he motivates me.
Yeah.
I've never met him. But, he says it. He's like, why are you so worried?
About the layout and...
Who cares? People are going to forget tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, post. And this procrastination is what holds so many people back in actually making the move.
Yeah.
Making something happen.
Mm-hmm. How can a person go viral? Because your content goes viral a lot.
Yeah.
And you teach other people how to go viral. Say in a minute or less.
Yeah.
How can a person go viral?
Okay. So the algorithm takes 3 steps in a piece of content.
Okay.
It's the hook, which is the first 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It's the body and how you're going to keep the flow of content to keep a person curious about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And the call to action, which is the end of your video. Now, the call to action can come in the middle or in the end, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you put these together in a relatable context. So the topic needs to be relatable, needs to be shareable, and
Okay.
it needs to be enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have the energy there. You need to have a character, persona. There's no way on earth it will not go viral.
What's the best platform to go viral? Probably TikTok or...
I mean, look, I posted something on LinkedIn a week ago. It has 5 million views.
Wow.
Did we ever think LinkedIn can get you 5 million views? It's not even the top 3 platforms that you'd think of, right?
Yeah.
The platform is not the concern here.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's your content.
Yeah.
So I have this I've studied it. I'm not sure if it's actual facts. Whatever goes viral on TikTok will always go viral on every other platform.
Okay.
And if you think of it, back in the day, we had IGTV.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't working. They stopped it. When TikTok blew up, Instagram Reels popped up.
Mm-hmm.
They copied maybe not, I'm not sure, I don't have the facts, the algorithm from TikTok.
Yeah.
Then after that, YouTube Shorts popped up, Facebook Reels, and then YouTube Shorts, and then recently Snapchat Spotlight. Then LinkedIn was like, oh, I'm not going to stay behind. I'm going to come after all of you guys, and you're going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like they all follow each other. So I've tested it with the companies that I own and the companies that I'm working for. If something goes viral on TikTok, it will 100 million% go viral on every other platform.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that it won't go, it's other way around. So it's always important how relatable your content is. Relatability is the most important factor here.
Okay.
If you're relatable in the first 3 seconds, that's it. You're good. Hook that audience in, because we've become like cats. Our attention span is so short because of the amount of content we're being fed every single day.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So,
Yeah.
so all right, if something is like not grabbing my attention, I'm like, oh, not interested. I have so much more to be fed through, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, how am I going to compete with that? You have 3 seconds.
I think for something like TikTok, I struggle a little bit because I think, oh, do people care? Like I start recording something and then I'm like, oh, this is sometimes I think not perfect, you know, and I feel like it's just going to stay up there. Whereas stories disappear. But, you know, when you put it on TikTok, I find it just stays there.
What is perfect though, right? So always the thing of what is perfect. I don't procrastinate in my head. If something is there, it's getting me something. I appreciate 1 view, I appreciate 1 million views, and I appreciate 100 million views.
Yeah.
When we've hit 100 million views on one piece of content.
Oh my gosh.
We've done that.
Yeah.
We've achieved in the past year, I think maybe close to 5 billion views across our channels and our clients, etc. But it's all this. I appreciate it. And you know another thing that is something that Gary Vee says. I'm sorry, I keep bringing him up. I love the guy. I'm not attached. So tomorrow, if they shut down TikTok, great. More people on Instagram.
Yeah.
Happy days. If they shut down Instagram, great. More people on Facebook. Let me go on there. If they shut down every social media platform, I know as humans, we have to gather somewhere.
Yeah.
Because we need it. We get drive from it.
Wasn't that Clubhouse? Do you remember
Yeah,
Clubhouse?
yeah. So we're going to end up someplace.
Somewhere, yeah.
On the contrary, I'll be happy if they're all shut down, because then I have a chance to pioneer and be first.
Yeah.
Then actually I have an opportunity to kind of climb that faster before everybody else does, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a competition all together. So I think just don't be attached to it and whatever, man. You know, it happens. It comes. It doesn't come.
You know, it's really interesting that you bring up this detachment, because that's actually kind of deep rooted in. It's quite hippie. I went to a retreat in the Himalayas, and the core of what they were teaching you is not have attachment to anything, you know. And so it's actually quite interesting because you, in a lot of ways, you practice meditation and you make your staff practice meditation.
Yeah, I don't force them, but yeah.
Your videos are interesting. I've seen them pop up and I'm like, wow. I love it. I think it's really great. Tell us a little bit more about that.
It's 5 minutes in the morning.
Okay.
I was doing it every day, but then some people felt like it's a little bit weird. Then I'm like, for me, we're a media company. It's hectic. We're dealing with a lot of different personalities on a day-to-day basis. Before we get into this and start to love others or pretend to love others, maybe spend 5 minutes loving yourself. You don't have to call it meditation. Breathe. Because and you know, forget breath work. Because you know, you use all these terms and then people are like, weird. Oh my God, I'm not going to do that. That's not me.
Yeah.
Okay. Allow more oxygen to your brain. Because if you do that, this works better.
Yeah.
So if you love yourself first, you're able to love others more. Don't you want to be good? Don't you want to? That's how I speak to the team, because I'm dealing with Gen Z, and then between the ages of 19 to 26, 27.
Yeah.
And that's how I have to communicate with them. So I'm like, guys, please, I beg you, 5 minutes, and then you can go out and do whatever you need to do. So it's so crazy. I put a 5-minute meditation audible track on YouTube, which kind of tells you, okay, you need to take a breathe and now think about all the things that you want to achieve, etc., etc. It's the same tune, audio clip every day or every Friday. And everywhere silence. And like it's 100 people.
Wow.
Quiet. Every Friday. And because it went viral, they want to do it more. So they're now attracted to that virality.
They're like, let's do it because it'll go viral.
Every time I bring in a new person or a new person joins the company, they're like, when are we going to meditate?
Oh my God.
It's crazy. Yeah. So it's kind of become a thing, and I'm happy about it. Why not?
You know, it's interesting you talk about Gen Z because I actually read an article today that said a lot of people are employing Gen Z less. Because of certain factors. How is it dealing with Gen Z and knowing the trends? Do they come to you and say, this is trending now, or how does it work?
I mean, it's not just for, there's pros and cons. And I always balance it out. I'm like, great, I'm happy with having as many Gen Zs as I can. They don't come up with the trends only. They come up with the way social media is shaping and forming. It's like something happens today, they're the first to know it.
Yeah.
I am knowing it after 20 days. I'm late. I don't want to be late. So if someone comes to me and says, you got to pick up your phone and take a bowl with strawberries and Nutella on it and do this. And in my head, I'm like, are you serious?
You're like, okay.
Are you kidding me? But it works.
Yeah.
And what's important is that I do that. I get 10 million views. 2 people find out about my company and could potentially become customers. That's a 0.0000001% success rate, 2% success rate.
Yeah.
So that's what I focus on. A lot of times brands don't want to let go of their branding or brand.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, great. Bye-bye. Let me try to see what I can grasp on to be able to, put a message out there. And it's worked. It's working, and why not? I'll continue doing it. I'm happy. The team is happy. The company is happy. I'm not upsetting anyone. Not damaging it. Why shouldn't I continue?
100%.
So yeah, that's the mindset I have.
And I find a lot of brands don't want to evolve. They don't really want to change. They don't want to, I guess, detach themselves from what the original messaging was. What's your advice to brands or entrepreneurs who want to grow digitally online?
The lesser the branding, the more the exposure. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
The less. Okay, so if we could go into that a little bit. So, like.
Have you ever watched that video of that skater in the US where he's skating? It's like this Mexican guy with a mustache and he's drinking this juice that has that audio that went viral.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Did you know that the juice company sold out their bottles everywhere?
Really?
Everywhere. They blew up. The company's evaluation doubled.
Wow.
Because of one video that had no branding, done by an individual. Why do you think the term UGCs were created? User-generated content. Do you think normal users would create a term for themselves? It's brands doing it that are smart, jumping on that wave of things to do.
Yeah.
A message for the entrepreneurs I would like to tell them is the train has taken off. You either jump on it or be left behind. The choice is yours. No one's going to force you. No one's going to push you but you. And if you want to build something, you got to build it with you. Put some passion. No one gives the passion you do.
Yeah.
No one. Why would anyone do that? You got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
So, and the lesser the branding, the more the exposure. I live on that. I live on that. You will not see my logo anywhere. Because if something goes and then they come to my page, my name is there. Like it's called that. Like what else do I need?
Yeah. It's subtle marketing.
Yeah.
What about influencers? I feel like there's, in a sense, a little bit of an oversaturation. How can an influencer stand out? Or if someone wants to become an influencer, someone who's just being newly introduced into the digital world, what should they do?
They need to accept organic beats commercial. Always. In the beginning, commercial might win because you might be doing something around commercially around it. But if you practice organically for a very long period of time, you can succeed at it after a year's time. It's like going to the gym. You go to the gym, you have everything going on, but if you work out for 2-3 days, you're not going to have six packs.
Yeah.
You have to do it for 90 days, 120 days, whatever, to start seeing something.
Yeah.
Same thing with content organically. I think if influencers understand that, and they need to, another thing with influencers is we like shareable content and relatable content that allows us to translate our 5 senses of emotions into that piece of content, which is seeing, which is what I visually am taking in, which is breathing, or you could say smelling, which is if I'm seeing something, I see a rose. You've smelled roses before, right? So you immediately emotionally connect with that smell. Or you're watching biryani. You know how that smells because you've had biryani before. So you're emotionally connecting with that smell. Taste, similar thing. Hearing, which is your voice. Your voice is so emotionally connected. And that's what you, not recently, I mean, for a while, you've been seeing all of these shots of people traveling or moving around, but then they have a voiceover on top of it narrating their journey. And they work because now you're allowing your emotions to come in and play a better role at it. And feeling, which is your 5th emotion or sense that you have. And you need, and that's why when I say relatable content, because when you relate to someone, if I relate to you, I'm immediately triggering your emotions. So I'm emotionally bonding with you. So if I emotionally bond with you, you're gonna engage with me. Engaging is likes, comments, share. And if you start engaging, the algorithm goes like, ooh, this person's engaging. Let me pick it up, share it. This person was nice to me. The algorithm. Let's assume an algorithm is Jack, right? And you're nice to Jack because you're doing content that's emotionally inclined and emotionally connectable that allows the person to engage. Jack says, I love you. Thanks for engaging. I'm going to pick you up and put you somewhere else so other people can start engaging as well because you're relatable and you're allowing emotions to come into this piece of content. The algorithm is everything. Could be your best friend, could be your enemy.
How do you figure out what the algorithm says? Or does anyone know?
I don't think so. No, okay. I think we just follow something that works. Like, for instance, for me, if an idea or a concept works, I don't try to reinvent the wheel. I don't want to. Why would I? It's working. Let me just do it on and on and on and on and on so it continues working. A lot of people go like, oh, this works? I'm a genius. Let me try to come up with something else. And as soon as the next thing doesn't work, immediately they're demotivated. They put it aside. Because as humans, that's what we are, right?
Yeah.
We get affected by it.
100%.
So I'm not like that. If something works, I'm like, great, let me just keep doing that.
Keep going, same thing. Well, we were talking about engaging with comments and likes and shares earlier. I'm not the best with that. I am terrible with responding to messages and, just some tips on how to get better with that.
I can't do it. I only handle Instagram. I can't do it all, personally, for my brands and for me.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's so hard. So I hire people to do it. But I take them through a training to be like me. In a way.
Okay.
I don't know how to say that.
Cute little emojis. Yeah, and you're like I wouldn't send like a flower.
I don't allow anyone to use the word sir or ma'am. I go like, why don't you use bro? Like, because I'm a media company. Yes. I'm not a corporate bank. So I don't really need to go that way, right? I'm not being disrespectful by saying bro. I'm just doing my thing. So why not? What's wrong with that? So I kind of give them these tips.
Okay.
And then I go like, go ahead and do that. It's okay. Like I tell them, like one thing I do with hate, I call them, not just me, everybody calls them keyboard warriors, right? That's what they're known as.
Trolls.
Or trolls. I come and create keyboard warriors of love. So if someone hates something, I give them a heart. That's the best way to treat someone with hate. It shuts them up immediately.
Do you get a lot of hate online?
I do. I do. My company does. The people in my company do. And it affects them. If I have someone that's coming and speaking for my company, my content, and then the other person comes and starts doing whatever they're doing, behind the screen, user 12345 telling me what I can do and can't do, I'm done. I don't let it bother me anymore.
Okay.
As long as I'm not hurting anyone, I'm good. So, but others might. But what I do is I just go and tell them, thanks, man, with a heart. I love you, man, with a heart. Maybe this person needs some love. Who knows?
What's the best way to deal with hate if anyone's getting any hate online?
Just love them back. No need to don't worry.
Yeah.
Because if these people were to do anything but that, then they would be somewhere doing something, right? The fact that you're actually making a move and posting something online and you're challenging yourself to break those barriers is something. So good for you.
Send them a heart.
Yeah.
I need to do that. Sometimes I delete
Delete
it.
as long as it's not extremely offensive.
Okay.
Because then it might affect other readers as well.
Yeah.
Then sure, I do. Like, I do delete extreme comments. But if it's not, I just go back and say, thanks for the comment. I love you. Heart.
That's it.
And then other people read my comment and like my comment. So that's more engagement for me.
That's true.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Sometimes I get, like, if I'll get messages, I mean, I delete it, but they'll comment on my weight or something I wore. And
Thanks.
I just, I should.
Thank you, heart. Because that's one extra comment, right?
That's true,
And then
yeah.
if someone, like, for example, someone comes onto your post, and let's say you have 20 hate comments, assumingly, right?
Okay.
And then you've commented 20 hearts. It's going to take you, like, 30 seconds to comment 20 hearts, realistically.
Yeah.
But if someone from the outside looks, they're not looking at 20 comments, they're looking at 40 comments.
That's
so they
true.
open it like, huh?
Yeah,
Then they
this
see all of
person's
your
a little-
hearts
Yeah.
at hate. So what? So what? Are they going to make you, break you? Are you actually damaging
Invested
or hurting or doing something negative towards someone? It's someone's opinion, right?
Yeah.
So great, thanks for your opinion, heart. We all have different opinions. It's just that's how I treat hate. It's okay. It never bothers me.
That's your hippie side coming out
Yeah.
again. What are some future digital trends that are coming, or do you think it's so, like, the very demure, very mindful, very very cutesy things like that come up? Is that just something that comes and goes, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
it comes and goes. Those things come and go all the time, and then you're just gonna do them, or just put the audio to it, and your piece of content will pick up.
Yeah.
I think they're always gonna come and go. Always, they're always gonna be there. Every year, something's gonna come, something's gonna go. You just be first at it, or try to be in the beginning of that trend. If it's just gonna take you like 20 seconds to do something quickly, just do it and just post it and you're fine. It's good to be first.
And what about, I guess, in terms of AI, how's that changed,
It's
digital?
It's crazy. It's heavily impacting content. There are platforms and tools that allow you to create your own AI avatar that's so realistic that you can't really tell the difference, and it's scary. But it's gonna help us if we know how to use it. If we use it to our advantage in a positive manner, I think it can really help us evolve and develop different things. I'm using AI to create alternative digital brands that are done by AI avatars of me and my team. So we don't have to spend that time. We can just create our avatars because it learns our emotions and our facial expressions, and it takes our vocals, and then we give it a script and some video content, and it just picks up and comes out. It's very big. It's very big. And it's very big in many other markets.
Yeah.
It's coming to be very big here as well. I'm sure it started already. It's going to impact and change the future of content. I could see that our avatars, that's not us, we're not even shooting it, can be dressed by brands' new collection outfits that you can click on and shop online in the next 12 to 18 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So you're not even shooting it. Your avatar has been studied by a platform.
Yeah.
It comes on, and then the clothes are available because their mock-ups are built of those outfits, whatever brands you're purchasing from. And then you come and you start giving, your outfits, and then you can actually click on that, and it takes you to the online store of
Wow.
that piece directly. It's very, very soon happening.
That's blowing my mind. A little bit like Clueless. Did you watch the movies?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
watch
you did.
Clueless, no.
You're missing out. She's nodding.
You watched Clueless?
Alicia Silverstone, Clueless. You need to see it.
Okay.
And tell me about some success stories that TriFed has been a part of for individuals and brands.
There's been loads. I think I'd like to give the effort given back to my team. We always get recognized when we go to the airport. I put such a big smile to the faces of these people that are, come to the company with no experience. It's their first job, and they're noticed and they're famous. And I have like 7 to 8 people that are very, very extremely well known,
Wow.
to the extent that people notice us and they go like, oh my God, I love you. I love what you do. I love how you do it. People come to the office just to take a picture or a video with some of the members of the company.
Wow.
Yeah, I would like to give that as my success story, because I have loads when it comes to brands and other individuals, and I'm very happy about it and very grateful. But what makes me ultimately happy would be something that I've done, or I've created this opportunity that because of other people's time, effort, has given them that, and the smile on their faces after someone just pops up to them spontaneously and goes like, are you? And then they're like, so it's really cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about some social media icks, things that you see online. You're like, oh, why are they doing that?
Grid layouts.
Perfect grid layouts.
Oh my God. My color Pantone this summer is pastel pink. Okay. So yeah, it's a big ick.
Right.
I just can't stand those things. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
The perfection.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
If Dior does it, sure. But are you Dior? You're very ambitious and you want to be Dior.
Yes.
That's not a problem. But Dior didn't do this 98 years ago.
Yes.
They probably started doing something different. If you have the ultimate budgets to go and do that, go ahead. But if you want to spend everything on that and then complain about not making money, then maybe listen to an expert. Everyone comes to me and goes like, you're the expert, I want to listen to you. And then they start giving me their ideas.
And you're like,
And you know what? I'm like,
I've
gotten, it's become so monotonous that I'm just like, I'll tell them, happy to help. I'll either do what you want me to do, or you'd like to give me the freedom of doing what I can do, and I'll make it successful. It's up to you. And as an entrepreneur, I should accept. I'm always gonna say yes, as long as it's like too much. But I'm always gonna say yes. So I think that's what I've conditioned myself to in a way.
What about the use of filters and editing?
No, I'm not about it. It's too much. It's not original. I care about emotions. That's just me as a person, really. I like, even if I were to talk about like girls, I don't like makeup. I think it's just why. It's a me thing, So I'm like, why filters? Why too much edits? Why?
Too much grid, too much colors, too much edit.
Just the more organic you are, the more relatable you are, because as humans, that's what we are. So I think that's the thing. And there's another story that I resonate to. When we were kids back in school and we got a zit on our forehead or on our nose, we were so worried about what everybody else is going to think about my zit or my forehead. I'm going to look so bad. Oh my God, panic the night before, go to sleep, stress.
Yeah.
When I grew older, I realized that it's not my zit that other people were worried about. It was their own zits that they were worried about.
So true.
So why should I care?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense. It's just my way. It's not bad. It's not wrong. I think, again, it's a perspective.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying nothing is perfect. Maybe a filter to you is perfect. For me, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make it not perfect? I don't
Sometimes
know.
you use a glow filter.
I wouldn't
It's
personally.
a filter.
Yeah.
Tell me about verification.
Okay.
Because on Instagram now, I'm not sure how it works on TikTok, but on Instagram now you can buy verification. What's the situation with that?
I think it's still good
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people don't do it. And
Yeah.
also, Instagram still has some steps
Mm-hmm.
to allowing you. Not everyone can just go and buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone. I'm not
Oh, I
saying
didn't
maybe.
know that. I thought everyone can buy it.
Not everyone can buy it. I think there
Oh.
are still some regulations, some steps that you gotta, take forward to be able
Okay.
to. I think it has to do with presenting your identification and then
Mhm.
some stuff around it. Not really. I'm not really too deep into it, so I
Okay.
can't say because I don't know. But I think it's still important. It still gives you some credibility. Obviously, back when it wasn't a subscription,
Mhm.
it said otherwise. It really changed the way people were perceiving content and
Yeah.
brands and individuals. Still, it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's any different even now.
Yeah.
It's just not for everyone.
Yeah.
There are millions, on it, if not billions. I don't even know what the right number of users are on these platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to have.
Yeah.
Again, it's not priority number one. Priority number one is relatable, shareable, emotional content. Verification could be priority number 4,
Okay.
priority number 5, 6, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. It's not as important. It's like hashtags. Do they really matter? Some platforms, yes. Some platforms, no. TikTok and Google platforms like YouTube, yes, it does matter because
Mm-hmm.
people use those hashtags as search platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever gone on TikTok and typed for something to watch the video of that search?
Yeah.
Now we use Google to search for like an article or a read,
Yeah.
but on TikTok you go and watch the video.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how hashtags come into play. But do you do that on Instagram?
No.
Because it doesn't give you that search functionality or
Yeah.
option. So it's important in some places, not important in some places. I've had content that has 30 million views and I've put 40 hashtags and a caption. And I've also had a content piece that has 50 million views and I have nothing. I also have a content that has 20 million views and I've posted it at 7:15 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have a content that has 22 million views that I posted at 1 a.m. Also have a content that has 3 million views that I've posted it at 2:30 p.m. Does timing really matter? Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes content pieces go viral after 2 weeks.
I was going to ask that. Does timing matter? Because people are always like, you need to post at midday, 4 p.m., 6 p.m. No?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. I think it's one of those things that, you tell yourself and start believing it. It's like, you're like it's like a superstition. Like, you're like thinking, oh, because my previous post went viral at 6 p.m. or it got 17,000 more views than the other one,
Yeah.
I'm going to post on the dot at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I don't care. We post 8 to 9 times a day on each platform for our companies. I just post. And sometimes one piece of content starts picking up after 7 days.
Wow.
So like, what is that? Give me a definition for that. Like, give me
It's
like
different.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a piece of mine that went viral recently, and it's still it still keeps getting watched. It's about I was in Turkey and I was in a store making fun of the fake Hermes, but pretending I was buying it. It was like it took me 30 seconds, probably the easiest thing I've ever posted, and it's still going viral. And so I think it's just because it's so
Because I
funny
think
and
every
relatable.
single human being has been approached by that.
those fake stores.
So it's relatable.
yeah.
It went viral. Everyone has been approached. Everyone in any country, I think, has been approached by
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's everywhere. So it's relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Viral.
So if somebody is looking to go viral in 3 or 4 steps, what's the best way they can go viral?
Your niche and idea needs to be broad so it can be accepted by a broad audience. It needs to be relatable, shareable, and short. and you need to be able to hook someone in, to be able to explain something to them in the lowest duration of time, and provide them with a call to action so they can follow. They don't necessarily have to follow you. They can follow your action. Call to an action. It could be anything. Like, comment, follow, watch again. Doesn't have to be something specific. If you do that consistently for 90 days, I promise you, you will go viral. And that virality will give you a dopamine that would allow you to continue doing it on and on. I give an example of social media or content virality being like a football match. You have 90 minutes. If it's 0-0 until minute 89, but then team A scores and team B is 0, it's 1-0 now, and then team A wins, it changes the whole game. So you could not get viral for 89 days, but if you get viral on day 89, changes everything. So just put that into a mindset and don't give up. And that's why a lot of these challenges come up. Day 3 of making $100,000 in 30 days. It's a journey. People love to watch journey. Day 1 of traveling from Egypt to Japan in whatever amount of days. I don't know if you have seen that guy that's traveling on land. You've seen him, right?
Yeah, I have.
He's on day 224, something like that. So it's his journey and his way to that journey that's making him successful. I'm sure neither of us watched him on day 50. I came onto his feed on day 113. So it was his consistency that made him successful. So then for everybody, be consistent. Don't give up, because that will make you successful. Not just with content, with anything in life.
You mentioned the dopamine hit before. In terms of social media, how long do you spend on social media? And is that dopamine hit always healthy? Because sometimes you do get that dopamine hit and you're like,
No, I limit myself to socials. I try to as much as I can. I don't spend more than an hour and a half to 2 hours a day on socials. I try my best. The dopamine for me is from when something picks up and gets appreciated and liked. I get that positive dopamine running through me that I want to keep doing more because it gets addictive to some point. That's the dopamine I'm referring to. And everybody's going to feel that when they go viral because they're shocked. They're like, what's going on? 100,000 people are seeing my content?
I'm famous.
Oh my God, So that's the instant kind of relief that you get, which wants you to do more because you're seeing results. I don't ever get tired from it. But what's happened to me right now, if something gets 500,000 views, I don't consider that viral. So if the bar has gone up big time. So when people in the company have something that has hit 50,000 views and they come, oh my God, my post got this. And then I look at it, I'm like,
bro.
And then they get upset because my expectations has been different because like I see so many videos that just go viral all the time. So I think that's the only drawback, maybe you could say, to some people of how they perceive it. It could upset them because some people come and all they want to do is impress, right? And I'm like, to them it's a lot because they've never achieved it. But to me, I try my best to go, well done. But now they can tell the difference. They can tell when I'm not serious.
And you incentivize your staff as well. I've seen that you buy like tickets and, if someone hits a certain number.
Always. I incentivize them always. Why not? If I do, they make more. They make more, company makes more. Company makes more, I make more. Why not? Give, and then expect to make. I think it's worked for me all the time. With incentives, with brands, with myself, with content. It just works.
What's next for TriFed?
We're building a network of 100 digital brands. And we've already started and it's going well as well. So they're all digital brands and they tackle every single industry out there, from food to entrepreneurs to, doesn't matter. I'm really looking forward to it. We've already built about 12 of them, and they're working really well. And I think by the end of 2025, we should be at that. And then you never know. I don't know what's next, honestly. My biggest mission and vision is to meet Gary Vee, honestly, and
he's in the studio like all the time.
Yeah, to tell him thank you. I just want to go like, thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Wow.
You know, how would he have known he created something like honestly, like
100%.
thinking about it, right? It's like,
Yeah.
how?
And it all started from
Me watching him. And me following him and appreciating him and loving him. And every time I was down, I opened up some of his videos and instantly I'm like, I told myself, just go do it. Like, just stop giving yourself excuses. And it
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
So I think that would be an ultimate goal. And as a passion for me, I like doing talks. I've done some recently. I had my crowd 2,000 people recently.
Wow.
And for me, it's really something. If I can do 10,000 people, that would be something as an achievement, you know, big stage. But I'm
Yeah.
not in a rush, honestly. I'm just 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you need to have one of those summits. Like, you need to lead one of these summits
Would love to,
because,
yeah.
you know,
It would be nice.
100%. I
Yeah.
think that's what's next
Yeah,
for you.
I hope so. Yeah.
Well, it's such an absolute pleasure. Where can we follow you and follow Tryford?
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Snapchat, LinkedIn.
Anything else?
Yeah,
What's
why-
the new next platform?
Why not though, right? It's there.
Pinterest too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
Pinterest.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can find our stuff over there.
Really? I just follow like cute little things on Pinterest.
Look, it's there. It's there. Why not? Like, I'm creating it, right?
Yeah.
So why not? What am I losing from just posting it? Threads. Like, we
Yeah.
have 100 and something thousand followers on Threads, and I'm just like,
Casual.
it's
You're
great.
like, it's okay.
I love it because if it works in one place, it
Yeah.
will work everywhere else. And we are now, like, it's crazy. We have it in English and in Arabic.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, we have two languages.
Two languages
and
too.
it's two worlds. I'm telling you, they're two different planets.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Mahdi, will this go viral?
I think I can, you know, the way I said some stuff can potentially be picked up and gone viral. So I let the editing to be done from my end, from here. But then maybe we'll look at the whole thing and I can go like, maybe we take this part and put in the first 3 seconds.
Are you listening?
Just to hook someone in, and then follow the next 15 seconds and then pause it and then do this just to like let the people, you know, comment and say something.
Love it.
Yeah.
You're an artist. Mahdi, it's such a pleasure.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.